Alright, so today I'm going to go ahead and affix the tabs to the striking head and work on getting that lined up with the springs so I can maintain the spread, and then I'll start to mock up the entire thing with just scab pieces of angle iron that I have, so I don't waste the heavier steel and cut it and possibly wrongly. So let's get to it. Nothing I'm doing is exactly like this. I just got it for a rough idea and just to kind of help me with the physics of what was going to be behind it, and just how it all was going to work, right? So that's kind of the gist of why I have this, and why I'm not referencing it. And I'm also not given sizes for a lot of these things because this is kind of more how I've done it instead of how you should do it. Just to show what I did, what tools I used, the methodology, and that's about it. So what that'll do is when I transfer my holes into that will keep the two plates together and make sure that the holes are matched in alignment. Then once I take it loose, I'll just zip those off with the grinder, and when I go to mount this thing, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bolt together the springs into this bracket. Then when I place that onto the striking head, it'll be in the correct orientation and it'll accept the springs the way we expect. So I just got done drilling the holes in this plate. Did pretty good, I think. The drill was ground pretty good. Don't think it ran very much. So now it'll be to grind the tacks off, mount them into the springs, and then go ahead and position to weld this to the striking plate. So I've made a couple updates since I recorded last. I went ahead and welded the tabs on, stitch welded it in a couple places, laid out the holes a couple times. I figured out the distance between these springs, and I left a little bit of distance on the front because, as you can imagine, when these springs straighten out, the hammerhead actually will go forward, and I didn't want it to over travel over my striking base. So now the next steps that I have to do are to actually make the treadle and then make the linkage that will actually drive this up and down. So let's get to it. So in case anybody was wondering, these particular calipers don't ever scribe with a good pair, But if you have a bad pair where like the needle's busted and has fallen off, or your children have gotten a hold of it and otherwise bent things on it, works pretty good to scribe lines, give you a relatively close location. So that's why I use these. And if I want to get real accurate, I'll get another pair of calipers that are not used for scribing, set them, and then either set my width from those or some other standard. So in an effort to make these videos a little more concise, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and the next video will be the finished build and start to smash things, see if we can do a little bit of high-speed photography. Thanks for watching.